Hello children, welcome for today's biology class. So today we are going to study the concluding part of the chapter cell cycle and cell division, that is meiosis 2. Today we are going to cover. So previous class we studied regarding meiosis 1. So at the end of meiosis 1, two daughter cells are formed. So then at the end of meiosis 2, four daughter cells are formed. So how does it occur? Let us continue and study. So the meiosis 2, no, it is exactly like mitosis. It exactly like mitosis, the meiosis 2. So here there is no much difference, but at the end four haploid cells are formed. But the haploid condition, it has been attained during meiosis 1 itself. Here four steps are there: prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. Okay, so here these are the main steps of this meiosis 2. First let us study regarding prophase 2. The same, I already told you, it is exactly like mitosis. So here the disappearance of nucleoli, nuclear envelope and nuclear, that is nuclear envelope can be called as nuclear membrane also, it occurs. Then later the shortening or thickening of the chromatid occurs, and the centrioles, they move towards opposite poles and arrange to form spindle fibers. Okay, the nucleolus seen here, it will disappear and slowly the formation of spindle fiber occur. But here as there is plant cell, so here there is no movement of centrioles. So next one, let us study regarding this metaphase 2. So in metaphase 2, the chromosomes the align at the equator plane. Whatever metaphase, the chromosomes will be arranging in the equator plane. Then the microtubules formed, it gets attached here, attached to the centromere. Okay, so then later the next step is that is metaphase 2. After that anaphase 2. So in anaphase 2, what happens here? The centromeres are cleaved. Okay, breaking up of centromere occurs here. Because of that, entire set of the chromosome they move towards opposite poles, and slowly the spindle fiber, it pulls up and the chromosome they move towards opposite poles. So next one, after anaphase 1, there will be telophase 1. At the end of telophase 1, the uncoiling and lengthening of chromosome occurs. So it started to condense during prophase, but here, so what happens? The chromosome it gets uncoiling and it starts to lengthen, means the fibrous condition will appear, and the disappearance of spindle fiber occurs. Then reappearance of nucleolus, whatever disappeared during prophase, it reappears here, and nuclear membrane also reappears. And the cleavage furrow formation occurs in animal cells, and the cell wall formation occurs in plant cells. At the end, four daughter cells with haploid set of chromosomes are formed. This is exactly like mitosis. There is no much difference between these two. Okay, so it is the consolidated form of meiosis 2. So here the two daughter cells are there at the end of prophase 1. Meiosis 1. So then later it enters inside metaphase 2, then anaphase 2, then telophase 2, then finally cytokinesis. By means of cytokinesis, four daughter cells are formed. All are haploid in nature, and the number of chromosomes seen will be half number comparing to parent. Okay children, so here the same thing, the same diagram, it has been shown here, mitosis and meiosis. So mitosis, two daughter cells are formed, they are diploid. Actually the parent cell is diploid, so then the daughter cells formed also diploid. But here in meiosis, two steps occur, that is meiosis 1, then meiosis 2. Here the number of chromosomes are reduced into half. When you see here, four chromosomes are there. Here the chromosomes are reduced into half, two chromosomes, and later you see here the same number is maintained here. The haploid daughter cells are formed, four daughter cells are formed here. And in the case of meiosis, the prophase is lengthier, but in mitosis it is not like that. So these are few differences between mitosis and meiosis. And the crossing over, it occurs during meiosis, but there is no crossing over during mitosis. Okay children, so just remember all this comparative points. Next let us study regarding the significance of meiosis. So the meiosis, it helps in maintaining the constant number of chromosomes in the organisms, and it increases the genetic variability, that is due to crossing over. Okay, that's why you see here the puppies of the dog, no, they won't be looking alike, everything will be different. So why is it like that? That is due to this crossing over, recombination and all. The genetic variability for that, no, this is useful, and it helps in the formation of gametes, and it results and leads to evolution also. Because of recombination, the evolution also occurs in the species. They can survive better because here there are variations are there, according to natural selection, the species they show better variations are selected by the nature. Okay children, that is called survival of fittest. For that, variations are needed, the variation production. So one reason for the production of variation is this type of meiosis during gamete formation. Okay children, hope you must have understood. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.